Sorry. Okay, guys, welcome to the second section 2 of our bootcamp. And last week we were the first section, and today we will have Oluwatosin Serah to put us through what Cairo program is all about, what StarkNet contract is all about, and getting to also teach us what data types is in Cairo, and as well we'll walk through the Starklings exercises live on this section. So if you are not here last week, what we actually did was introduction to StarkNet and StarkNet architecture generally. So but this week it will be more of Cairo and getting to know the basics and the fundamental and all about Cairo. So Sarah, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Yep. So I've already made you co-host so you can share your screen.
Okay. So I'm trying to share that now. Wow. Sorry. For some reason. Oh. Just give me a minute, please.
Yeah, sure. So let me get to share the slide in the chat in case.
Yes, please. I might have to join back now. This I'll do that right away.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I just shared the slide in the comments section while we wait for Sarah to share her screen. You can just look through the slide.
I'm so sorry, please. My PC was misbehaving. So let me share my screen now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. So yeah, Oluwatosin Serah, and I'm a smart contract developer and also a technical writer. Yeah. I put out content on blockchain related stuff, right? So I'll be taking you on introduction to Cairo today, and in today's agenda we have understanding Cairo program versus StarkNet contracts, data types in Cairo, and then we're going to be solving Starkling exercises. So section 1. So Cairo programs are simply their set of instructions that are written in Cairo programming languages, right? So a Cairo program is just a program that is written in pure vanilla Cairo, right? It just defines a set of computation that you want to be executed, just like you write say JavaScript in like pure JavaScript instead of like using a framework like React. I'm just using that as an example though. But Cairo programs are just programs that you write in pure Cairo. So the key points, key features of Cairo programs is they are stateless. They do not have access to StarkNet VM. They are like a standalone. They do not have access to state or StarkNet virtual machine. And also for every Cairo program must have a main entry point, which I'm sure my colleague from last week would have like introduced you to a main function. So a main function is like just use this to denote a main function. So for every Cairo program that you have, you must have an entry point, which is the main function. So that's all about that for Cairo program. So for StarkNet contract, so StarkNet contract are smart contract programs that run on the StarkNet virtual machine, just like we have Solidity smart contracts that runs on all like EVM compatible blockchains, right? So this is StarkNet contract, but StarkNet contract is now written in Cairo. So it's written in Cairo programming language. So we use Cairo to write StarkNet contracts. And the features, some features that StarkNet contract has, it has access to states. It's a blockchain. You're going to be deploying the contract on the blockchain, so it should have the flexibility of writing to state and then reading to state, and also like interacting with other contracts or the underlying layer 1 Ethereum blockchain. So, and then it is obviously built on top of the Cairo language and the StarkNet VM. And for a compiler to know that the contract that you're working on is a StarkNet contract, you have to denote it with these attributes, which is hash StarkNet contract. So when you have this in your contract, it denotes it as a StarkNet contract. So from this, we can draw a conclusion that Cairo programs can stand on their own, right? You can have like pure Cairo program that's written in Cairo, but it doesn't have access to StarkNet virtual machine. While StarkNet contract, they have access to state, they have access to storage, and they're also written in Cairo. So that's just like the main difference between Cairo programs and StarkNet contracts. Diving into the session 2, data types in Cairo. So data types in Cairo, every value in a program like holds data of specific kind, right? Which defines the nature of the data and lays out like a blueprint for how the computer should handle that particular data. So just like you will have, like, we should all be familiar with other programming language, have like various data types, right? Same with Cairo too. So Cairo is a statically typed language, which means for every variable that you're declaring, you have to like also declare its data type, so that the compiler know like the kind of data, the type at compile time. So however, sometimes this only deals with FAIL 252, but we're going to get into that. The compiler can infer the desired type from its value and its context. So when you do not like declare the data type for a particular maybe integer or a value, it just takes that FAIL 252 data type. This is what this lines just says. So just like have it in mind that, okay, just like in every other programming languages, we have like various and different types of data types in Cairo. And then for Cairo, you have to like state the kind of data your variable holds at compile time. So we have two different types of data in Cairo. We have the scalar types and we have the compound types. So a scalar type represents a single value, like integer, number, and just like a single value. So in Cairo, and also we have compound types also. So I'll just be explaining scalar types right now. So scalar types, like I mentioned, they represent a single value. In Cairo, the primary scalar types we have felt, which are field elements. We have integers and booleans. We just have like three primary types, but we also have something called short strings. So Cairo doesn't support strings at the moment, but it supports short strings, which is still under felt. So just have it in mind that we just have like felt, integers, and booleans. So for felt data type, like I mentioned, by default in Cairo, if a variable type isn't specified, it assumes the felt 252 type, which can hold 252-bit integer. So this represents so felt actually means field element. So this represents an integer that is falling with the range of 0 greater than, less than equal to x, less than p, where p is a very large prime number. So, and then the p holds this value. So felt are integers that fall in the range of 0 to p minus 1. So you see, if you have time, you can calculate like the value of this. You see that it's actually a very, very large prime number. So felt have to fall between the range of 0 and to p minus 1. So in the next slide, I'm going to be explaining the difference between felt and integer, like the normal integer value that we have. So we have Boolean types. So Boolean types in Cairo function similar to other languages, representing true or false if this. So just as simple as that. We have integer types. So integer types in Cairo, they provide like additional security compared to using raw felt 252 type directly. So the integer type have bonds for checking for issues like overflow, underflow, and all of that. So it's actually advisable that when you're working with integer types, you should use like integer type rather than using felt 252. So felt 252 should just come when you maybe want to use short string, or yeah. So, and then Cairo support various integer type, like we have U8. So the integer type that it supports are actually unsigned integer, which means that it cannot hold a negative value. So we have various types as U8, U16, we have U32 up to U256. Sorry, someone asking a question or?
Okay. No, you can continue.
Okay, so we have from U8 to U56, and we also have something called U size. So U size also it takes a bit size of 32 bits. It's 32 bits, and it's usually used when you're indexing in arrays or collection like that. So and yeah, all integer types can fit into felt 252. I mean, So U8 the value that this type can hold is 2 raised to power 8 minus 1, right? And that's like 255. And you can calculate the rest. So for FEL 252, all integer types can actually fit into FEL 252 except for U256. And that's because U256 is larger, has a bit size that is larger than FEL 252. So which needs 4 more bits to be stored. So now under the hood, U256 is basically a struct with 2 fields. So it has the low and the high, which contains like unsigned integer of 128 bits, high, and then low also unsigned integer of 128 bits. So Cairo also supports like integer literals in Cairo can be represented in decimal, hexa, octa, or binary forms. And this is just an example of a numeric literal. And yeah, short string, like I mentioned. So while Cairo doesn't have a string type, it offers short strings, which is a sequence of up to 32 characters stored within FEL 252. So it can only hold, being that one character actually represents 8 bits, and that's 1 byte. And that's only what FEL 252 can hold. So if you're storing a string that is larger than 31 characters, you're going to be having errors. Your code is not going to compile. So that's just that for short strings type. So I said now the difference between FEL 252 and the regular integer. So for FELT calculate when you're dealing with arithmetics in FELT, using FELT. So under the hood, it actually uses modulo P. If you're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, it all like executes your arithmetic in modulo P, where P is the prime number, right? Now, a very important key difference between FEL 252 and the regular integer is division. So the way FELT handles division is quite different from the way a normal division happens, right? So with normal division, we can have something like x over y, and which will give you like actual x over y. So like you're dividing x 6 divided by 2. For normal integer, you're going to be getting 3. But it's not like that for FELT. In FELT, x over y is defined such that x over y times y has to be equal to x modulo P. So this is an example. 6 for normal integer division, 6 over 2 will equal to 3 normally for integer division. But when it comes to FELT, when you want to divide 1 over 2, for instance, this is how it's going to handle it. P plus 1 divided by 2 in FELT, because P plus 1 over 2 times over 2 multiplied by 2 equals to P plus 1 must be equal to 1 in modulo P. So this is how FELT handles a division. It's not like the regular integer division. That's like the key difference between the FELT and the regular integer. So okay. So I stated here that the modulo P arithmetic and this definition of division makes FELT more like a finite field rather than regular integer. So it's actually not a regular integer, right? This allows cryptographic operations like elliptic curve cryptography to be implemented efficiently. So you can use FELT to like that. I think that's why Cairo choose FELT for so you can use it to undo all this ZK stuff that they do under the hood, right? That's just that. So moving on to the next, we have compound types. So one compound type we have is tuple type. So tuples let you create compound data structure by combining different data types. So each value in a tuple corresponds to a specific type. So in a tuple, you can have different data type in it. So tuples can't change once, they can't change in size once it's defined. So in Cairo, tuples are particularly useful for grouping data and can be deconstructed into individual variables. So a tuple is defined by separating a comma separated list of values inside parentheses. This is just a definition of a tuple. So you have let tuple, you define the data types that you want it to hold. We have U32 here, we have unsigned integer of 64 bits, and then we have a bool. So, and then you assign it to the values. So this is just like a basic example of how you can define a tuple. There's also type conversion in Cairo. There are some times that when you're working with your data, you want to like make conversions, right? So for conversion that might fail, such as when target type can't accommodate the source type. So there's actually just when you want to like make conversion, we have the into method and the try into method. So when you're using into method, you're confident that the type that you want to convert to will fit into when you're using into method, you're confident that the type that you're converting from will fit into your target type. So that's when you use into. So when you use try into method, try into is that, okay, you're not sure. That's if maybe the data that you're converting from, is maybe larger than the target type. So for instance, let's say you have a data type of, let me see if I can. Oh. Okay, so I don't know. So I said let's say for instance now you have a data type of U8, and then you want to convert to U256. Now, the data type that you want to convert from is lesser than the data type that you want to convert to, right? So in that case, you are confident that it's going to fit into the source type. So yeah, you use into. But when you're converting from, let's say you're converting from U256, you already have a variable which is U256, and you want to convert to a smaller data type which is U8. You're not sure that the value that that variable holds is going to like fit into the source type. Then you use the try into method. So the try into method actually returns an option type. So that's type conversion. So all of this will actually be we're going to be practicalizing it using Starkling. So I don't want to take too much time so that we can have time to also solve the Starkling exercises. So I hope there is no question at this point. If there is, please do let me know. So array is also a compound type in Cairo. So is a data structure that allows you to store a collection of items of the same type. So I'm actually be practicalizing this one. So we have so when you want to create creating and modifying, so arrays in Cairo. So when you create arrays in Cairo, it has to be of the same type, right? You can't have like different, but if you want to have different types of if you want to have different data types in an array, you can make use of enum, some complex data type, but the normal array doesn't, you can't have different types in it, right? So to create an array, you can create it using, you have to use mute, the mute keyword, which gives you the option to append new variables to your array. So you have mute, the name of your array, and then you have this array, and then pass in the type of the collection, and then array traits, then the new method. So you have to like import this array traits for your code to compile while using array. So when you want to append items to your array, you use .append method and the item that you want to append. So it is important to note that in Cairo, once a memory slot is written, it can't be overwritten. I think I already mentioned that. So adding array manipulations, adding elements, you use append method to add elements to an array. So when you want to remove elements, unlike other languages, you can't remove from the back. You can't remove from the back. You can only remove from the front using the pop_front method. So let's quickly practicalize that. So can you still see my screen? Emmanuel, please, what are you currently seeing? So I can be sure that.
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see dictionaries. Actually, there's some question in the chat box. If you.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'm only seeing a black screen.
A black screen.
You're seeing a blank screen. Oh.
I can see the screen actually.
Okay, multi-dimensional arrays. I've not explored that. I've not explored that actually, so I can't like give you a definite but I believe that any complex data type can actually be implemented. So you just like have to like explore it and then see result from it. I don't understand the difference between integer n, the tuple, like where did the p+1 come from, and definition of modulo. Okay, so let me not use this as an, let me go back to this. Okay, so let me stop share and reshare. I'm not very used to Zoom. That's why this is happening. Coming. Okay. So I just want to, so what I was going to do, so I'm going to explain that right now. So okay. For this that was explaining, so forget, so this p+1, like I said, felt, this is, so we have, it has to obey this X over Y times Y equals X. I hope you can see my screen clearly. So for normal integer division, say this is X over Y, we're going to be, let's use 6 divided by 3 like we did. We're going to be getting 2. But in the context of felt, you're going to be having something like 6 divided by 3 times 3 equals to 6. So which we are actually going to get that. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then times 3 is 6, right? So then it's modulo. You use, this is modulo. I don't for some reason modulo is not writing. Okay. I don't know if I answered your question, the person that answered, but for you, I mean, the person that asked the question. And when, okay, I already mentioned this, that it's actually safer for you to use integer types. I mean, the uint integer types from U6 to U256, because it actually provides a layer of security and checks for underflow and overflow. So, but for FAIL 252, you should use it when you're working. I mean, when you're working with short strings. So yeah, I can't see the screen dictionaries. I hope you can see the screen now. So the person that asked question, I don't know if that answered your question. So finding, so now I was going to demonstrate arrays. So print. So let's have an array of shopping lists. So we have, let's mute shopping list. Ew. We have to import the array trait as well. So let me just confirm this so I wouldn't. Yeah. Array trait. So we have array, and then we want it to take in, let's see, okay, no, felt. Since we're dealing with shopping list 252. Retreat. So now when you already have this array declared, array shopping list declared, right? So now we want to append some items that we want to like shop at the market, right? We want to append, so we can use that using shopping list dot append. So we can have books shopping list append, can have ball. And then for short strings, note that it has to be a single quote. You can't use double quote for short strings. I just want it to be like 5 items. So we have, say, then fruits. So now, if we now try to let's try to get the element in this array. So we can simply do shopping list. Let's print it and see. Let's do that first. So it's printed the shopping list for us. We have books, we have ball, we have rice, and we have fruit. Now let's try removing an item from our shopping list using the pop_front method. So let's say item remove equals shopping list dot up front. So why is this giving me error at this point? Okay, come in. Okay, shopping list dot. We have just a second. For some reason, I don't know why this is flagging at this point. So I think there's this thing I'm supposed to import. Just okay. Portrait field 252. Okay. I think this doesn't work for field 252 kind of. We'll come back to this. So to access array elements, so you can access array elements in an array using the get and the at method. So while both of these methods allow you to retrieve elements at specific index, the difference lies in their error handling. So when you're using get and then the index is safer as it returns an option type, making it possible to undo out of bounds access without panicking. So for get, when you're using get method, it's if the element that you're trying to access is not available, it returns none rather than panic. But for at, if you're using at, it panics. So see this get element. So this doesn't, so dot at. For some reason, I don't know. So elements at Just give me a second. So a second, let's check Cairo book. So you can always refer to Cairo book for arrays. We have I forgot this dot unwrap method for the pop front, but for the get at, so this should still work because the star just dereferences the value. It should still work. It should still work regardless. It should still work, I think. Okay. Let me just do this. Hold on. Goes to array traits. For some reason, I don't know why this is shouting. So let's just continue, please. Let's continue, please. So not to delay. So dot unwrap. Still shouting. So, but then when you want to access, I'm going to like resolve this and then paste maybe like paste the code after the class. So when you want to like remove item from an array, you simply use the underscore, you use the pop front method dot unwrap to get the item from the front of the array. So if it's going to be removing an item, it's simply going to be removing the books item from the array. So this I actually wanted to like but let's just proceed. So same thing with you can also use array and then the index. So using the at or the array, the name of the array and then the index, it will panic if the provided index is out of bound, unlike get, which returns like it's actually safer because it returns an option type. So also if you want to like get the length of an array, you use the length method. And if you want to check if an array list is empty, you can use is empty method to also get that. So span. So coming to span is a struct that provides a snapshot of an array. So it just takes like a snapshot of the items in an array without like modifying the array. So when you maybe when you want to deal with data without like modifying, you just want to be reading the data, or you just want to get the length at a particular point in your program, you can use span. And you can also use all methods that's provided by array with the span, except with the append method. You can't use append because append has to do with like pushing items into the array. So when you want to like use the span, you can call the span method on the array to create a span of the array. So just give me a second. So let me just check out this. Sorry. Okay. Should be. I just want to like get the reason why. So it should be. So. Okay. I'm implementing this as well. So why is this failing? Just hold on, please. So I have this. Okay, let's just proceed. I will just do this after the class, right? So but as you can see, actually, as you can see, I don't know why that is failing, but you can see this that I created a shopping list here, right? And then getting the length using the length method. So if we get the length at this point, it should give 4. And at this point, I was checking if the list is empty or not. You should return false because the list is not empty. So I popped out 2 items from the element twice. So if this is popping out, this will be living, bread will be living, and yam also will be living. So we should be having plantain and cassava left after popping this. So let me comment this out and run this. So this works. So we have 4 as the length, and then it returns false. And then okay, after popping out 2, so let's try to display and see shopping list.print. Shopping list.print. At this point, we should only have plantain and cassava. Exactly, we only have plantain and cassava after that. So creating a span, like I said, is just like creating a snapshot of the shopping list. Now, shopping list dot span, and then okay, so accessing the array, okay, accessing the array using the at. So what this if you may ask, what this at here does is actually that when you access an array, it returns using an index or method, maybe get or at, it returns a box type to the index that you want to access. But if you want to get the value itself to unbox it, you need to use this at to get it. So if we try to, this will give us error because this plan at this point is pointing to a box and not the value itself. So putting we should at this point, I don't know why this throwing error. So I hope I'm not doing anything wrong here. So let's just, I'm going to come back to this after class. So let's just proceed, please. So we have dictionaries. Just like we have mappings in Solidity and hash map in Rust. So dictionary works in such they work in a way of that your, let's say for instance now, your you want to open a dictionary and you want to search for a word. So you have your word that you want to search for. That word is the key that you want to search for, and you're expecting to get a value from the word. So that's how dictionary works. So it's like a key to pair mappings. So where each key is unique and associated with a corresponding value. So it comes in handy when you want to organize your data in a certain way for which an array type doesn't surface. So it lets you act like you're changing stuff in the memory, even if you can't really do that in Cairo. We know that Cairo's memory is immutable. So so some features of the dictionaries, we have the dictionary, you implement the FEL 252 dict type, which represents a dictionary with FEL 252 keys and values of generic type T. So for all keys in dictionary in Cairo, you have to like implement the it has to be of FEL 252. It has to be of FEL 252 for all keys. So while the value types can be of different data types. So basic operation for dictionaries are insert. So insert, it inserts the key, which I said it has to be of FEL 252, and then insert the type. So to add key value pairs, so you use this to insert to add key value pairs, and you use the get method, you pass in the key and then you get the type to retrieve a value by key. So keys are restricted to FEL 252, like I mentioned. Values can be any Cairo type. Default is all keys mapped to 0. So there's nothing. So in a case where maybe you already declared your dictionary, like once you already declared your dictionary, and you pass in a key that is not in existence, is going to return a value of 0 to you. So the default values to keys are zeros. So it's not going to return undefined, or it's not going to return an error for you. Otherwise, it's going to return 0. So it allows simulating mutable memory, update values for keys like immutable map. Let me check the time. Okay. So yeah, so you can update values for keys in dictionaries. I'm going to be explaining that further in the next slide. So there is no way to delete data. So keys stayed mapped to some values forever. Once it's inserted, you can't delete data once it's inserted. So values for non-existent keys returns default 0 rather than errors. So, and then Cairo also gives you the flexibility to implement these dictionaries on your own, like manually. So using the entry and finalize method. So you can explore that more. You can check out the Cairo book and see how that works. So, and then dictionaries automatically squashed before going out of scope to verify integrity. So I'm going to explain that too. So this is an example of a dictionary. So we declared a balances of a person. You getting the balances in your account, for instance. So your key could be your account name. Let's use your account name. Your key could be your account name, which is of FEL 252, and then you need to get your balance. So in this case, we already the value, your balance value is of type U64, and then when you want to insert a key to the value, you use .insert. So the key is Alex, and then the value is 100. So same with this, Maria wants to insert So the key is Maria, and then the value is 200. So now, this one is just like asserting. So let Alex balance equals to balances.get Alex. So at this point, it should actually fetch 100 because Alex's balance that was inserted is 100. So this is just asserting that Alex balance should be equals to 100. If not, it should throw this error. So this also works for Maria. So dictionary are implemented as a list of entries with each entry representing an access. So an entry, so the way dictionary actually works is like a struct under the hood. So we have the key, the previous value, and the new value. We have the key, the previous value, and the new value. So in a case where you already inserted a value and you want to update the value, there's actually nothing like rewriting. It's not like mutating the memory cell. You're just updating the value using your key. So I said we have the key, you have the previous value. In this case, say Alex, and we have 100. So Alex is the key. The previous value is supposed, at this point, the previous value is supposed to be 0. And then the new value, at this point, and the new value is 100. So when we are coming back to update the value for Alex, the key is still Alex. So it now checks. What it now does is, it's not doing any rewriting. Cairo just like checks. It checks the dictionary for, okay, this key that is coming in, does it already exist? If it does, now update the new value to this new balance that is coming in. So that's how the update works. It's not like there's a change in the memory cell, no. So that's how the updation works. So when this comes in now, the new value is now changed to the new balance you want to like update it to. So on insert, a new entry is added with new value and previous value before insert. On get, an entry is added with same previous value and same new value. What this actually says is, at this point, where balances.get, we are getting balance of Maria. The previous value and the new value will actually be 200. So that's what get does. So when you're getting value and you're inserting value, it's creating a new entry. So that's what you should understand. So I already like said this, time is going. So the next thing is enums. So enums are short for enumerations, which allows you to define a custom type that has a fixed set of named values known as variants. So basic enum, for instance, let's use an enum to represent status of a tag. Say, for instance, now you want to create a program that let's say a to-do tax, a tax management app. Say, for instance, now you can use like enum to keep track of taxes. So and then it should implement the drop or the copy or the copy trait. So you have the tax status, we have to do in progress, completed, and on hold. So this is just like a basic way of using enums. For more complexity, you can like check out the Cairo book, right? So struct. So struct in Cairo provides a way to define a type that contains multiple related data field under a single umbrella. So say, for instance, now you're in a class, and then your lecturer wants to get your record, wants to get your name, your matric number, and your age, and all of that. So it's on and that is under your name. So for each student, they have this data like under one umbrella. So that's what struct does, grouping related data under a single umbrella. So defining and instantiating struct. Suppose you're designing a software for a library and you need to model a book. A book will have a title, author, and a publication year. So instead of juggling this data points separately, you can just use them within a struct. So, and then you have the book, the title, anchor, and then the publication year. So this is just like since these structs implement the copy and drop traits, so you can like copy the value inside my book. So this struct contains everything we need to know about a book in our system. Now, to create an actual book, you have this, and then you already assign the values of each item to it. So struct versus tuple. So this struct versus tuple, they actually group, they both hold multiple related values together. But what differentiates them is the value in a struct or tuple can be of different types, right? In a tuple, the values are accessed by position. So for tuple, it's accessed by position. And then instruct, each value is like named, right? So if you can remember, from the tuple, we had like, let me just show you this. Okay, we had tuple, and then the data types, and the we didn't even like name each of these, right? The data types, and then the value is old. So, but for struct, you have to like, the names has to be defined. So just like we have title, anchor, and the publication year. So the key differences is that tuple values are accessed by position, the order matters. But for struct are accessed by named fields. Just like maybe if you're very familiar with solid smart contracts, you can access your struct in any order. So order doesn't matter in struct. So this makes structs more flexible. So you don't need to rely on position to access a value. The meaning of each value is explicit from the field names. Field can be reordered without changing semantics. So this is just like the difference between struct and tuple. So accessing and modifying struct field. So you use the dot notation to access the struct. So say you want to access after the book struct has been copied into my book. So you can access it using a dot notation. So you call the my_book.title, then you get the title. So same for the my publication year. So that's how accessing struct works. So functions and struct. So struct can also be used as argument to functions, which allows you to write more organized code and clean code, right? So you pass in your struct inside the function display book details, and then you have book dot title dot print. You get print the title, author, and this. So calling this function is as simple as this: display book details, and you pass in the my book, and it fetches all the details that you want for you. Okay. At this point, is there any question before we move on? There's a conversion for writing function. Okay, yes, of course, of course. Yes. It actually uses, I am not able to set up environment for this. So I don't know the environment you're talking about. We haven't set up any environment. We will be doing that after now. Please send documentation for, okay. So solving Starkling exercises. Now, if you have access to this, so you can just I don't know if the slide has been shared. So let's so Starkling is an exercise that was put together by the StarkNet community. So we can practice Cairo, right? So you can, I don't know why this is happening. So I'm just going to leave this for now. So the person that asked question, also sorry, I wanted to open the slides here. So let's install, let's clone the Starkling exercise. So you can come here. So you can copy this and then let me know if anyone is following. So the person that was asking for, this is Pascal case though. It uses Pascal case. So the person that was asking question about setting environment. So to set up environment for Starkling, you can like follow these steps. So please let me know if anyone is following. So let's do this together. So I'm going to be opening CD Bootcamp. Okay, so now I want to clone the Starkling exercises. So is anyone following? So we have to be fast, kinda. I already wasted time explaining. Okay, thank you. So come back to this. So sorry. So then CD into your directory. And then you run this to build Starklings. So this might take a while because you're doing this for the first time. So who else? Is there any question? Please share the code here. Thanks. Share the clone repo here, please. Please follow the link that was dropped here and then so after clone, CD into your directory. So CD into your directory and then once you CD into your directory, build Starklings using this command line, you should have access to the slides. Manuel, did you get that? So building will actually take a while. So this is still compiling. Okay, mine has finished building. So who else has finished building theirs? So once you can open in your VS Code straight, and then we can watch from our VS Code. So I just so you watch using this cargo run Scorpion Starkling watch. So we're starting, so we have 54 exercises to solve. Have a long way to go. Who is following at this point? Let's see. So we don't take time. You can always like follow along. So let me just continue so we don't waste too much time. So we're going to be starting with the intro. So it says, welcome to Starkling. This exercise doesn't do anything yet, but it still compiles. So what this is just telling us is remove I am not done comment when you're ready. So this just shows that a Cairo program wouldn't compile without the main function. So you're not supposed to do anything. So you can just remove I am not done, and then it compiles, save, and let's see. So one is done. So moving to the second, so we have intro 2. Say I am not done. This exercise would compile. Can you make it compile? Can anyone like suggest what we can do to make that compile? Anyone? Anyone? Yes, you got that right. So we have main, and then that works. So just remove I am not done, save, and then that compiles. So the next we have here is variable 1.cairo. Variable 1.cairo. So we have a main function, x equals 5 and x.print. We want to print this value of x. So there is a problem with this, actually. So any suggestion on how we can fix this? Any suggestion? So let me just give you an hint. So you are supposed to declare a value before you can assign it. So I think that anybody yet. So let me just do this. So we're supposed to like declare it with the let. You either use let to declare your variable. So saving, okay, I am not done. So we have variable 2.1. Is anybody following along? Is anybody like coding along? If I can just say that in the comment section. So variable 2.Cairo. So yeah, the variable x was declared, but it wasn't assigned a value. So it says if x equals to 10, x is 10.print. So print this, else print this. So please, can anyone like give like an idea to what we can do to solve this problem here? Okay, thank you very much. So as you can see, saying if x is equals to 10, so definitely we should put x equals to 10. Or you can even like put any other number. So if you put any other number, it should print this. So let's try other number. So it still compiles, right? So it's up to you, if or else. So this goes now variable 3. So we have the x variable, and then we have its data type, and then we are printing x.print without any value assigned to it. Now, what we just need to do here is just assign a value to it, right? It's kind of like at this moment, there's nothing that is printing. So we need to like assign a value to it. So we can assign any value to it. And then we are done. I am not done. I am done. So variables 4.Cairo. Now variables 4.Cairo, we have let equals to 3. Let x variable was assigned 3 value. X.print right here is supposed to print 3, right? Now we are assigning x to 5. So you can see the comment here, don't change this line, x.print. Does anybody have any idea on why or what we can do to solve this problem? Any idea? So we assigned x to the value of 3, and later we assigned it to 5. Remember that Cairo memory is immutable. So to make it mutable, we have an option to add something to it. Does anybody have any idea? So thank you very much, Pelumi. So we can put the mute keyword. So which allows us to, so we can remove I am not done, I am done. So variable 5. So we have let number equals to 1, and then this is already like this is just like a numeric literal, just saying that okay, this is its data type is U8, right? So number.print here is supposed to print 1. So here number equals to 3. They're assigning number to 3 again. So don't change this line. Don't change this line. Don't rename. Now you can change this line, but don't rename this variable. So what should we do here? So what actually is happening here is, okay, we can't use mute keyword here, right here, because we were tasked not to like change the line, right? So what is happening here? Anybody? Okay. So what is happening here is that there's something called shadowing, like variable shadowing in Cairo. So you can declare a a variable with a name and then come back and declare another variable with an existing name, it still works. But what Cairo compiler sees is not the former one, it now sees the new one. So to do that, you can just simply put let number. This is still valid in Cairo. So when you print number now, what the compiler will print out is 3 and not 1. So let's just remove I am not done and save this. So the next thing is variables 6.cairo. So now we know that constant variables are always constant. We can't use a mute keyword with constant, or there's nothing like for constant. So now we are supposed to make this code work, right? Make this code work. So what can we do? What can we do? Any idea? I've gotten an error. Please, at what point are you getting this error? Frank?
After, because you are so fast, after building where your cursor is blinking, I ran that line.
Okay, you mean yeah?
Yeah, I ran that and gave me an error.
Do you have Scab installed, or you have Rust installed on your PC already?
Yes, I do.
So please confirm and check the Rust and this Cairo version and then the Scab version. Let's just confirm and confirm. Let's see if that is actually installed correctly. So you can just like drop a comment. I will attend to that after because of time. So we have constant number equals to 3. So what we are supposed to just do here is, we know that Cairo is a statically typed language. We have to, we can't only like declare the variable name without the type of the variable. So now you can choose to use any type that you want. Same, but for this one you have to use U8 because the literal already specified that. There we go. So remove I am not done. So the next thing is primitives. So okay, thank you. We must infer the type for a const. Yes. Frank, have you confirmed your version of Cairo and Scab? So moving to
Cargo is 1.7.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
My cargo version is 1.72.1.
Okay, what of Scab?
0.70. Cairo is 2.0.
So I'm coming. I don't know why that is giving you a problem, but I don't want us to take too much time on that. Right. No. Let's just do that after the class, please. So we don't take the class back, because we have like almost like 30 minutes to go. So please primitive type. So in the meantime, you can just follow along. Please just try and follow along and focus. Thank you. So we have primitive types. So primitive types for this is morning was assigned to. So if it's morning, print good morning. We didn't assign anything. If it's evening, print good evening. what we are just supposed to do here is to like declare is evening, because it was just like as used here without declaring. So we have to declare is evening to either false or true. So is evening equals to, I want to use false. Both works. So if it's false, it's actually just going to pass. So I am done. So primitive 2, we have here, we have let mute my underscore first initial equals to C. If it's alphabetic, ref. So what this ref actually does is, okay, this is alphabetic is a function from here, as we can see, and it's taking in a parameter char, and the char is a reference. The char is coming from here. What reference does is that reference like more like borrow value from a particular scope. So at this point is borrowing, is receiving char. At this point is borrowing my first initial in this code, right? So what we need to do right here is now you just want to check if maybe the value you are passing in if is alphabetic or numeric. So that's what this the is alphabetic is doing, and then it's numeric. So let's finish this line like the example. What's your favorite short string? So we can use, let's try, so your character wasn't defined, so we can use let your character equals to, you can use anything. So let's see if that works. So there's a problem. So the reason why there is a problem is because, so we have let your character equals to W, right? So it's passing your character here. Else, if is numeric, okay, so there's supposed to be a mutation, right? So we're supposed to like add the mute keyword to this to make it work. So we can now remove I am not done. And then we have the code compile. So the next we have primitive type. And this is just a tuple like we explained in the data type session. So let cat equals to this. So the variable, the tuple type cat holds two variables, two values, I mean, which is it holds a felt type, and it can be of any data type you choose. So your pattern here. So what we just do here is to like, does anyone have any idea on how we can destructure this cat to name and age so it can print? Any idea from anybody? Destructuring a tuple. Anybody before I proceed? Okay, nobody. I think I will just like do that. So what we basically do is we'll just give the cat its data type. So it has it takes in short string, right? And we know short strings is of 252 type, and then you can the value 3 can hold any type that you want. So this is just it, and then you can then now assign the name for this. That is just the structuring. Assign the name for, so you say name of cat and then its age equals to cat. So that's just simply how we destructure that. Let's see if that works. Okay, of course it does. So I am not done. So moving to primitive type 4, we have, okay, so this is where we do type conversion. You can see the into and the try into traits. So is anybody, please, you'll get the recording after the session. So it said to modify the type of this function to prevent an overflow when summing big values. So we have U8 and U8 here, and then it returns a data type of U8. So it said we should modify it so that it can prevent overflow in a case whereby the value that is passed to it is larger than U8, right? So we can, let's modify it using, let's change this to U256. Let's try that. U256 is the largest, and then should return U256. Next, we have to do return X as a felt 252. So return X as, okay, so convert to felt. So the value that this is taking in is of U8, right? Now we are tasked to convert this U8 to felt. So because we are sure that this value that is coming in is of U8, we are sure that it's going to fit in to felt 252. We can use the into method like we explained. So we can do x dot into that we have that. This one, return X as a U8. Now we are tasked to convert felt to U8. So what we simply do here is, because felt, the value of felt is greater than the target type, is greater than what where we want to convert to. Now we're not sure whether the value that is coming in is going to fit U8. So what we simply do here is to use try underscore, we use the try dot underscore method. So which we simply do x dot try underscore into dot unwrap. So let's run this and see if this works. Okay, we're still getting some, okay, assert some big number. Okay. Assert that some big numbers, okay, this is taking a U256, and yeah, okay, we need to change the value to the value that the data type that we have here. Okay. Let's see if that works now. Okay, that works. So I am not done. Is there any question from this point? Any question? So we can move to operations. Operations. Is there any question? Are there any questions? Okay. So operations. So we are supposed to perform an operation. It said to do return the solution of x raised to power 3 plus y minus 2. Feel me, do not change this. Okay. So it's taking a type of u size, and returning u size. So what we do here is to do, okay, definitely is returning res. So we can do let res equals to, this is what we are tasked to do, x, oh, sorry, x times x times x, right, plus y minus 2. Does that work? Let's see if that works. Okay, that works. That works. Is there any question? Any question? Any question? So this works. So operation 2. Calculate the modulus of x and y. Calculate the modulus of x and y. Floor division, calculate the floor division of x and y. Calculate the multiplication of x and y. Feel me. So to calculate the modulus of x and y, we simply do, so we already have res here, but it wasn't defined here. So we have let res equals to x modulo y. Okay. Now let's do for division. Let res equals to x divided by y. For multiplication also, let res equals to x multiplied by y. So let's see. And that works. So we can remove I am not done. Okay, so the next that we have here is where is this going? Okay, if. So this is if. This is if. Now it said fn bigger, we have bigger. Complete this function to return the bigger number. Okay. Do not use another function call and do not use additional variables. Does anyone have any idea on what we can do to solve this? Any idea from anybody? Any idea? So what we are supposed to do is to make the function return a bigger number. You know, the function is accepting two parameters. It's accepting A and B. Now we want to make it return a bigger number. So we want to ensure that, okay, we don't know whether the A that is passed is bigger or B is bigger. Well, in a case where maybe A is bigger than B, let's return A. Or the value of B being passed is bigger than A, let's return B. That's actually what this wants us to do. So does anybody like have any idea? Okay, let me just proceed. So we simply just do, if we just use the if statement. So if A is greater than B, then return A, else return B. So it's as simple as that. So whichever one, if the value of A that is being passed is greater than B, let's return A because they want us to return a bigger number. And if B is actually greater than A, it returns B. So let's save and see. So I am not done, and let's return. I am done. So, okay. I think I have like, okay. So at this point, I think let's just do the last one and then we can call that. So what this actually wants us to do, complete this function using if, else if, or, so this is a control flow, just like the first one we did, or else block. So if physics is this, return fees with, okay, if physics is fees, return full. Else, if physics is fulls, return bar. Anything else, return bars. So this is what we're supposed to do. They've already helped us with the first one. So we can simply, else if physics equals to fulls, return bar, right? Else return bars. So this should work. Okay, bars. This should work. Okay, now, yeah, we are done. I am not done. So this is going to be all for this class. And then your assignment is to complete the rest of the Starkling exercises. So if you have like any blocker or anything at all, you can always reach out on the community channel on Telegram. The Starkling exercise just helps you to like get comfortable with mostly the data types and all other concepts that you need to know. So some other concept that you need to like learn, you can please refer to the Cairo book, learn ownership, how ownership works, how dictionary works underneath. So I've like explained some, but then like I mean implementing it if you are interested, like implementing it manually. Also, there's a lot of things that you can like check out on the Cairo book. Please do well. And if there's any question, please don't hesitate to ask on the Telegram channel. So right now, is there any question from any question at this point? So Emmanuel, I think you can take on any questions. So I don't know if Frank is still on the call.
Yeah, I'm still on the call.
Okay, so we can just okay, you can like actually DM me or this so we can troubleshoot what the problem is after the call. So I didn't want to like make the call too long. That's why I said. So any question from anybody? So
Telegram and
Manuel, I'm handed over to you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
with the Telegram.
yeah. Thanks for the section, Sarah. And guys, I mean, to actually make the most out of these sections, it would be nice if you take time to complete the assignments, just like this one. You can take time to complete the Starklings assignment then before our next class, next week Tuesday. Next week Thursday, I mean. And next week Thursday we'll be talking about StarkNet contract, writing your first StarkNet contracts and all. So we hope to see you all there. Yeah, this is it for today. And do have a good night's rest.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.